Hi, my name is Cavalli-Price and I'm the founder of Music in Hospices, and I'm here today at the beautiful Thames Hospice with Mel Lovegrove, the Counselling and Support Services Manager, talking all things hospice care, palliative care and Thames Hospice. The best way to be is just totally You've been at Thames Hospice for 5 years. I'm just wondering what led you to the palliative care sector?
So I was in logistics,
Yeah.
human resources administration, and then a big personal change in circumstances. Then I had counselling myself, and it was such a help to me. I was like, this is where I'd like to be. Funnily enough, I always said the one thing I couldn't work with was actually bereavement and dying and loss. But then here I am, all those years later. Very first time I had a placement at a children's hospice. What struck me was of course, sad things happen there, but what a happy place it was. And it was filled with so much love and even joy in those special moments. And it was all about the quality of life.
What was the moment when you sort of really realised, actually, my understanding and society's understanding of the death, dying and bereavement process, maybe that's sort of not quite right?
It was definitely at that children's hospice. I can remember feeling really privileged, but I was still very nervous, and it was fear. And I think it's society's fear of death and dying and all the things that come with that. And because we don't want to live in fear of that every day, and the stigma around a hospice. And when I went in, how much joy was there, that's what shifted it for me.
I wonder if you could describe Thames Hospice, because Thames Hospice is a really unique and beautiful building.
We have the cafe in the middle, and people come in for coffees. They tell their friends, oh, actually, it's a great place to come. You're right next to the lake.
Yes.
And it starts to break down that stigma of, oh, you just go there at end of life. And that's not true. It's symptom control. It's how to live as well as you can with a terminal illness. I think the location, as you say, being close to nature, and the staff. I don't know anybody that doesn't feel a privilege to work here.
How much of your work is to try and bring the joy back into their lives and reconnect them with their soul? An individual that may have been isolated by society through the diagnosis of a terminal illness.
So a big part of what we do is meet them where they are, but also, who are you?
Yes, of course.
And not losing that person. What makes you tick? What makes you so special as an individual, and making sure we encompass that, really.
Yes. What do you think we need to do as a society to improve death literacy?
I think that the education needs to start young. Just speaking from my own experience, I was scared of it because, as a child, you were kept away from it. And over the years, I have seen that move in the right direction. But there's still a lot to do. We still see a lot of people who are fearful.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because children often have like a much greater capacity for comprehending and understanding big life events than we actually give them credit for.
Definitely.
And I wonder if you feel that because as adults we weren't taught about this area, we've grown up being scared, and then we instill that fear in our children. And actually what we need to do is instill in them sort of strength and open dialogue. And I've worked with children many times and discussed these topics, and they always come up with the most beautiful sort of descriptions of what they think happens after we die. And sometimes it's like becoming a star in space, or becoming a flower, or becoming their favourite animal. And it fills me with so much joy.
Yes.
And it's so simple because everything has a lifespan.
Yes.
Sometimes I think we need to refine our sense of like childlike playfulness and curiosity.
Definitely. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Since the dignity in dying debate, do you think that's been a positive thing in opening up the dialogue?
I really do, because it gives that opportunity for conversation. And what I have really liked about that is you walk away with more conversation and more questions than you came in with. But isn't that great?
Yeah,
isn't that what we should be doing?
If you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, sometimes it can be too confronting.
Yes.
Sometimes there is a perception that doctors actually advance your illness.
Yes.
There does seem to be some barriers to access. Why do you think that is, and like what can we do to change it?
There are some barriers, and we're really trying to work to break that down. We're here for everybody, and it's trying to really get that message out there.
One of the things that we've been discussing with Thames Hospice, using creative arts
Yes.
as a tool to invite people in to showcase their community, their culture. You know, from your experience, do you feel that the creative arts are sort of like this universal connector that everyone has?
Definitely. That to me is a wonderful idea, because that's bringing people in.
I have very many standout sort of moments of working with patients and staff members through music. I wondered if you had any that you could share.
My fear of working with a patient that had motor neuron disease, because of course as a therapist we don't wholly but we fundamentally rely on being able to speak. I just remember being so scared of getting it wrong, of not being enough, finding those creative moments to work around that. That really came, again, the human connection that I guess, I hope, not speaking for the person, but that we both wanted to make that connection work, and we found a way around it.
Throughout our lives, we get so wrapped up in sort of materialism, acclaim, you know, the next holiday, the next car. And what you've just described is a really beautiful experience of the small things mattering most. For me, like losing my mum, it just completely reshaped my entire outlook on life. To the point where, you know, I really want to live a life that makes me feel energized and enthused and do work that I'm passionate about.
Time is really precious,
Yes.
and none of us know how much time we've got left. We think we know, so you have to make time to do those things that really fulfill you.
You learned the guitar during COVID. Do you find music is a useful tool to sort of decompress and process the thoughts of the day for you?
Definitely. I get quite protective over my drive home.
Yes.
Because I'm like, okay, that's my time to process and to do that. And so I love to listen to music. Sometimes it will be books to just take me to that other place.
Let's do Desert Island Discs.
Okay.
Thames Hospice Desert Island
God.
Discs. But I'll only make you do one song, maybe one book and one luxury item.
The song is Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. It'd be random, I know, but it just takes me to a different place.
Yes.
Oh, the book, but actually The Gift of Therapy.
Really?
I like, by Irvin Yalom.
Yeah.
There's several paragraphs in there that I just really use. And I think I'd like that to just remind me of who I am in certain ways. Luxury item might have to be coffee.
That's such a good link. I didn't pay you to say that either. No. Of course, this is coffee chat. I'm actually drinking a green tea. And just to round off, Thames Hospice is such a beautiful location. One of your favourite parts of the hospice, what would it be?
Believe it or not, it's the counselling room. And if I need to really process something, it will be around the lake. The being part of something bigger than yourself, whatever that may be, I feel that when I go out into nature.